Hi guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about normalizing mental health, particularly with counseling. We're excited that you're watching. Before you continue, make sure you hit subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know when our next video will be released. We're so glad that you're watching, and also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Here's my handle, and this is where you're going to get the behind the scenes look on our family. Hey guys, today we're talking about mental health, particularly in the realm of counseling. We need to start normalizing mental health, the conversation of mental health, and also the conversation about mental illness. With the stigma that something has to be seriously wrong with somebody for them to go seek counseling, I just don't feel like that's true. And the more that I've been open about talking about counseling and my experience with counseling and encouraging other people to consider that, I've realized that there are just things that we don't have the tools to fix on our own, and there's no amount of coffee dates and play dates and time with friends or other habits that people might pick up along the way in life that can help them address the root issue of why they might need counseling. I am not ashamed that I see a counselor, and I'm not ashamed to share with people that Riley and I have seen a marriage counselor. I'm not ashamed about it at all, and I don't feel like we should be ashamed of it. I don't feel like we should look at people shamefully for seeking help. We should be celebrating. For whatever reason somebody is going to see a counselor and wanting to work on their mental health, we should be celebrating that. Now let me talk about my pre-feels about when I met my new counselor this last Monday in Seattle. I remember calling Riley. I was driving to the office and I just said, I'm not excited about meeting her because I know that we're going to be talking about some stuff that is going to hurt a lot. And I just didn't know if I was ready for it. Like in that moment, I knew I wasn't ready for it, but I know that right now in this season of life is the best time I address these things. And so I went and I saw her, and it was incredible. One, she fit every requirement that I needed for a counselor in this season, which was that she specialized with family of origin stuff. She has worked with the Asian culture, and she is a Christian. And so when you're trying to find a counselor, I would encourage you, if you're someone of faith, to find a counselor that shares the same faith as you, so you don't have to work on a ton of explaining and background for why you make decisions the way that you make based on your faith or whatever it is. I would just suggest being mindful of that if you're going to find a counselor. For me, when I see a counselor, I actually prefer seeing a woman, because I'm kind of sharing the deepest parts of my heart, and because I know I have daddy issues because of some childhood stuff, that I feel safer being counseled by a woman of faith. And also, I feel like one of the best ways to find a counselor is to talk to people who would know counselors, or talk to people who have experience or references, so they can kind of tell you more about a counselor, maybe more than you would find on your insurance webpage or anything like that. Anyways, I remember seeing her, and I was really nervous and I cried a lot. And it was like our session was only an hour long, but oh my chicken, there were moments where I just wept in there as I was sharing some things that I've gone through, just to give her a little background on why I wanted to address family of origin stuff. And it was really hard. And as I sat there, I started feeling an immense amount of grief and sadness. So while I felt an immense weight of grief, I felt an immense weight, overwhelming, crushing grief, crushing it. I felt hope and joy and love, knowing that the life that I lived and the path that should have been my life is not, because of who Jesus is to me. And that my trajectory in life changed because of Jesus. Whatever I need to do to fix things that I don't have the tools to fix on my own to ensure that my children will never experience what I've experienced. That they will never grow up with an incredible amount of self-doubt and insecurity. That my husband and I and the people who love them will pour out words of life and encouragement and truth, because my childhood was hearing that I was too fat, too ugly, not feminine enough, not good enough, not small enough, not enough. That they would never hear those words from us, because we have experienced life. We've experienced a changed trajectory. We've experienced hope. We've experienced love. We've experienced healing. So why do I think we need to normalize the conversation about mental health? Is because more healing needs to come. That people who know that they need help can seek help without feeling shamed from the community. So my encouragement to you is to never be ashamed for seeking help, seeking counseling, therapy, whatever it is, seeking help to improve your mental state or to even address your mental state if you don't even know what state you're in. To not allow shame or condemnation to make you feel like you're weak because you need to go see somebody who has the tools to fix what is broken. And lastly, I want to tell you that I see you. I know the struggle. I felt all the feels when it comes to seeking help to improve my mental health. And I want to tell you that you're not alone, because that's going to be the first lie that the devil will ever tell you, is that you're alone. And then he will tell you that you should be ashamed. And then he'll say you should be stronger. And those are all lies from the pit of hell. You are not alone. You are not weak because you need help. And you sure as heck do not need to be stronger and fake like you have everything together. Hey friends, thank you so much for watching this video. We're so glad that you tuned in. Make sure you watch our next one. Bye.